On today's Buckeye Roast, we will start with the tight ends, fresh off their interviews, and we'll set some over-under stat lines for the group this season. Nationally, the transfer All-American team has been released, and back in Columbus, there's another black stripe alert. And to wrap it up, a headline everyone is talking about, Jeremiah Smith, the superstar, sits down with the legend, head coach Urban Meyer. We'll break down what was said, what it means for Ohio State, and just give our overall thoughts. I'm Chris Drew, and this is the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q right here on Dead Air Sports. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for another episode of the Buckeye Roast. It's your boy Ron James here with my guy Smash That Like. Q, how you doing?
another day of being smashed that like, man. Never a bad day in Ohio State media, Ron. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I mean, 45 likes on the video. We said we'll let Q out of the cage and give him his name back if we start getting 50 likes an episode. So almost there. But until then, I will be doing the show with my co-host, Smash That Like. Q, I have a question for you. Actually, a trivia question, a legit trivia question after you teased multiple of them yesterday and none of them were actually trivia questions.
Okay, fair enough. Hit me.
What former Ohio State quarterback went 43-0 as a starter in high school?
Can I get after year?
A peek behind the curtain. When we were talking about this before the show, Q started to go down the rabbit hole of peeling back the layers of trying to figure out who this is. And I was like, don't think too hard because you're going to figure it out. And the first question that you asked was, or the first statement that you made was, well, they had to go to a really good high school. And I said, the second that you think about that for half a second, you're going to figure out who it is. So you are going down the right path with that thought.
Is there an after year? Like, this quarterback played after this year? Or he was at Ohio State after this year?
They're no longer at Ohio State. They're no longer in college football. They are a former Ohio State player.
All right, Ohio State. Justin Fields?
No, they played at an elite high school. Q, what is one of the most elite high schools in the country? You might even put a TV show around it.
One of the most elite high schools in the country. I want to say Kyle McCord, but it's not him. I don't know.
I'm so excited to watch this show back live with everybody tomorrow because I know the chat is screaming at you like this dude in Arizona does not know anything. It's out by you.
Is who? Oh, let's see. Okay, it's out by me. Like now, currently.
The school. I mean, it didn't move.
All right. Okay, I'm just saying it was out by me in Virginia. That's different. Who was it? Was it Jack?
They're an Urban Meyer recruit.
Yeah. Was it Jack Miller?
No.
Damn. I don't know if his high school was elite. Urban Meyer recruit.
Yeah, they are also a record holder at Ohio State for
JT Barrett.
No, they hold the record for single game completion percentage with more passes. Than
Tate Martell.
The only Tate Martell. Q. That took you way too
kind of
long.
By me, a little ways away, but kind of by me.
I mean, that's right up my alley too for the type of question that I would ask. So, and you just completely ignored the biggest hint that I gave you and said, "Wow, the football team was so good they might have put a TV show around it."
Yeah, you're right. Well, I was thinking it took me a while because I was like, okay, it wasn't Stroud. Okay, was it Fields? No, it probably wasn't Dwayne. And I thought Kyle McCord at Sage. I'm like, he might not have lost the game. I mean, that's a pretty big high school.
Nope. Tate Martell, 43-0 as a starter at Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Q, got some comments to get to from yesterday's video.
Let's go.
Demarion Witten should be a matchup nightmare for slot corners. Yeah, I mean, we went from Hartline having a type, and that was 6 foot even and slender to now he's like, I want every person to be a freak show like Jeremiah Smith. And that's what it's looking like.
All DK Metcalfs.
Our guy Isaiah Muhammad said, smash that like out here wildin'. That could be in reference to so many things. You were completely out of pocket.
just trying to do a show, man. Just trying to entertain.
Our guy T Spivvy said, Chris, that intro sounds pro as fuck. Cute. I think we're gonna have some more production elements that we were just talking about pre-show that we won't spoil now. But man, this season we are going to have fun on this show.
We were cooking in pre-show. That's why it took so long for us to get started, because that went down a rabbit hole of 30 minutes.
I told Q, like, if this show ever blows up, we're gonna start selling the 45-minute pre-show where I work on the thumbnail and we write the show together and literally just riff jokes for 45 minutes about the show that never actually make it onto the show. And I feel like sometimes our pre-show is better than the actual show.
Yeah, I don't know about interviewing tight ends, but they should definitely come interview us.
Oh man, we'll get into that later.
You'll get some quotable lines.
Our guy Doug Shepard said, Q said it perfectly. I already don't like how this is starting. Ohio State is doing NIL the way it's supposed to be. Well, that's all well and good as long as they don't wait too long to ignore the rules like I screwed up here and
Read
I didn't.
more.
Read more.
I'll never know what he finished.
We'll never know. I feel like Kanye right now. I guess we'll never know.
All he needed to see was Q said it perfectly. So, yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the comment queue, but what else what are your other thoughts there?
I mean, like I said with NIL, like they're using it the way it's supposed to be, but if everybody else ain't, it don't do you no good. Like, it's cool to see Caleb Downs in a Beats commercial, but you could just hand out checks for $100K. What do you need Beats for?
Our guy said, well, that's all well and good as long as they don't wait too long to ignore the rules like the majority if they can't compete on the field.
I mean, talent acquisition is the name of the game. In college football, you can stack your roster as much as you want to, and that's kind of the advantage. So with other people out there stacking their roster, Ohio State at the number 9 class?
For now.
Yeah, for now, I mean, because I don't know if it's going up, but it might go down. So
yeah, it's Ohio State flip season. People are about to start shopping in our class.
Yeah, as usual. So I mean, you hope they can maintain what they have, and next year Ron has hope we get back to it. But like I said, Ohio State, man, eventually you got to play the game the rest of the NCAA is playing. So we'll see.
Our guy Doug with another comment. The Buckeyes could go 6'3" JJ 6'4", I believe. Tate and Demarion at 6'4", and Quincy Porter in the red zone, and Jelani Thurman at 6'6". Seems like someone should make a play.
I definitely agree.
It's over open. If they can't scheme one of those guys open.
Just have them all run slants and meet in the middle and just throw the ball up. Like one of our guys got to come down with it, right?
Someone fall over there somewhere.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Jump ball season, baby.
Absolutely. Q, we got an action-packed show. We got to get into it.
A lot to talk about. Play the song, man. Let's get to it.
Q, I mean, there couldn't be a more perfect storyline for this program. Auburn recently claimed 7 new national championships. How offended are you that they chose to do this while we're reigning champs? Like, I feel like that's a little bit of a slap in the face. Like, this is supposed to be our moment, and then here comes Auburn, like 7 new natties right here.
There they 2025 is the year for them. They're hanging all kind of banners.
Seven to be exact.
Bro, you know what I want? I want to hear the logic behind these 7 new natties. Like, you know what I want to hear? I want to hear that well, we beat Bama and Bama beat this team, so we're actually the natty champions.
Well, Q, I am here to state my case for a new claim on the 1936 national championship.
Okay. Let's get comfortable. I'm ready.
I believe the 1936 national champions should be the Slippery Rock Rockets.
Why is that, alumni?
Because all of these lays to claim are because of offshoot publications declaring them national championships. Well, in 1936, Slippery Rock went 6-3 and outscored opponents 93-70. The Rockets went 3-1 against conference opponents, finishing fourth in the what's now known as the PSAC, formerly known as the Pennsylvania State Teachers Conference. But they were declared national champions by a publication due to transitive property because Slippery Rock made its case by beating Westminster, which defeated West Virginia Wesleyan, which beat Duquesne, which upset Pitt, which beat Notre Dame, which upset the former number one Northwestern, which defeated Minnesota, who was crowned the national champions by the Associated Press. So by transitive property, Slippery Rock was the best team in the nation in 1936, and my alma mater should have a Division I national championship from 1936. While everyone else is out here hanging banners, I believe the former Rockets, now the Rock, should hang a banner for 1936. You with me?
Now that was, we talk about transitive property. That was interplanetary transitive property. I was like, who? You
want me to run it back for you?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I got you. Slippery Rock made its case by beating Westminster Titans, which defeated West Virginia Wesleyan, which beat Duquesne, which upset Pitt, which beat Notre Dame, which upset former number one Northwestern, which defeated Minnesota, who was crowned the national champions by the AP.
Wow.
Got it?
An 8-team trade. Okay, fair
Buckeyes,
enough.
6-3 national champions in 1936. Book it. Get the banners printed up, and let's hang them.
Yeah. While you're at it, I'm gonna claim a couple for VCU because no one has ever beat us. We are still undefeated, as they say. So no one can tell. Not even Ohio State could beat VCU. Put them on the schedule, see what happens.
I mean, who better to talk about college football around here? A guy whose alma mater has never lost a game in football, and a guy whose alma mater won a national championship around the last time Notre Dame beat Ohio State in football.
1936. Hey, I have nothing against it, and the NCAA can't do nothing about it, seemingly with their track record lately. So
yeah, exactly. Let's take it to court, NCAA. I'm telling you, Slippery Rock national champions. Update the record books right now.
See me in court. See what happens.
Oh, man. On3 put out another list, and they are my favorite people during the off season because everybody loves a good list. And today we are talking about preseason transfer All-Americans. What kind of award even is that? Again, my argument for this is silly season, not pre-draft, because everybody is so anxious for college football that we're just putting on anything. And you know what? I don't got anything better to talk about, Q, so we are going to discuss.
Okay. I mean, what? Yeah, I want to talk about that for a second. What is the prerequisite to making the portal All-American team? I was not good enough to play at my current school, so I went somewhere else, or I was good in a team that sucked that I still went to, so now I'm leaving.
I'm waiting for On3 to put out like the low top All-American list next week for all the people that wear low top shoes during the game. Like, what are we doing at this point? We're just ranking anything.
I mean, those are really the only two reasons. There's not I won at this school and I felt like I've done enough here that I'm gonna go do it at another school. Like, that doesn't exist. So those are the only two reasons why you would leave.
Well, but there is only one reason to have a list, and that's to get mad. So let's get right into this. Okay. I want to be mad about people on this list that the Buckeyes didn't get. And there's only really one name that sticks out to me. Q, I'll toss it to you. Maybe you'll steal it from me. I would imagine everybody's most familiar with one name on this list.
What does he? Oh, another trivia. Does he happen to play in Missouri?
He does now.
Oh, well, Josiah Trotter. Got it. That was easy. Click. Oh, that would be one Damon Wilson, who was going to Ohio State, and then they said, we paying no one, not even recruits, go to Missouri.
Well, while we're here, I guess we're going to have another fun trivia moment since you decided to bring up Josiah Trotter. Josiah Trotter, former high school teammate of what two former Buckeyes?
Two former, okay. Is it the city of New Jersey?
One of the players claims New Jersey.
Okay.
Or Philadelphia, depending on the weather.
Okay. So, okay, I got it. Former teammates of Iggy and Taiwan.
Oh my God, you are so terrible. Do you cover Ohio State?
What?
What? Who is the most famous high school teammate duo at Ohio State in the last 5 years, Q?
Well, that would clearly be Marvin and Kyle McCord.
Teammates of Josiah Trotter. Are you kidding me?
I thought he maybe came from Ole Miss. You said one of them claims Jersey, and I'm like, okay.
God, you are terrible at this, man.
Well, that was my second guess.
Taking applications for people that know literally anything about Ohio State football to talk about the team Monday through Friday.
I was not employed for my Ohio State knowledge. I was employed for my ability to derail the show. That is why I'm here. It's nothing to do with Ohio State. I barely even watch them, as you all know.
Well, you picked. I'm guessing you were actually referring to Damon Wilson, an edge that the Buckeyes were heavily recruiting. Ended up at Georgia, lands at Missouri in the transfer portal. The Buckeyes battled a little bit there. End up with Bo Atkinson. I like to pick up there, but Damon Wilson, it's kind of one of those. Man, what if? Because we saw what happened when we spun the block on Caleb Downs. I don't think Damon Wilson's Caleb Downs, but he was a top 5 player in the Ron 3 rankings. So,
well deserved. I would
well deserved. As well. But the guy that I'm looking at this list, I mean, if you would have told me 7 months ago that the Buckeyes needed help in the transfer portal, I would have immediately said offensive line. But given what we know now, probably would have been a waste of money, and I would have wasted a bunch of money on Isaiah World, who is now at Oregon.
Actually, that may be like the first time I've heard someone's last name be World. So that is a first.
Is World Peace? Is World his middle name?
That's made up. Or a real last name being
I mean, technically every name is made up.
Yeah, technically, but there's a lineage of worlds out there. There's no lineage of world pieces or metas. I don't know. In the comments, do you know anybody with the last name of World?
Yeah, let us know. Put their social security number in the comments. Mother's maiden name. Some other interesting names on here. Jaden Ott. I mean, that would have been a name that you would have been a little bit more disappointed about being at Oklahoma if Devin Brown would have won the job at Cal. Former Cal running back went absolutely crazy 2 seasons ago. Expect him to do big things, and hopefully he's a Michigan killer and can beat them this season. But that's another name that jumps out. A couple. I mean, I guess I got to do some more research because I'm not too familiar with a lot of these names. Obviously, Carson Beck.
I'm gonna screw up his name. Dylan Thieneman, big time safety recruit. Ron, well, who did he play for? That's on the Ohio State roster. Or
who did he play with? Max Clare at Purdue, because I know football.
Wrong. He played with Tyrone Malone and
no.
Continue.
No, did he?
No.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, no. I was like, they knew from Purdue because we were.
He actually played at Ole Miss before Purdue, sir. Screw you.
Takario Davis, a big pickup. at Washington. Yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see how these portal guys pan out. The Buckeyes have, who was going into the portal season, one of the highest ranked tackles, not on this list. It'll be interesting to see, did the Buckeyes overpay for someone that might not contribute as much as some of these other guys that are probably in the same ballpark of what he's making?
I mean, I guess we will see. I mean, actually, Ron, I was thinking, and this is why I got distracted. I want to see the all NIL team, the preseason all NIL team. It's just people flexing.
Reported NIL or under the table NIL? Because I feel like those are two different lists.
Table. I want to see people absolutely.
That would be the all bag man list then.
The all bag man list. I like that.
Absolutely.
I want to see people.
But for our legal counsel here at Dead Air Sports advised against us speculating on that list.
I know Micah Hudson is on that list. Texas couldn't afford it.
Allegedly. Oh, man. Yeah, you would have to assume that anyone allegedly at Texas Tech allegedly would be on that list, allegedly.
Fair enough.
Oh man, enough of On Three's list. As much as I love them, Q, we got a black stripe alert.
Black stripe alert.
We had one of these a few days ago, and I misread the person's name and said the person who actually got their black stripe off today, and that's one Phillip Bell, freshman wide receiver at the Ohio State, a guy that flashed immediately when we were at Ohio State. Open practices to start the fall camp, a guy that really stood out, just a smooth runner, great hands, explosive. And I feel like he got forgotten in the recruiting cycles, transferred high schools, and his production dipped in his junior and senior year after going absolutely crazy as a sophomore. And to see him come in and prove that recruiting rankings aren't everything and be the second guy to get his in that wide receiver room to get his black stripe off. Exciting to see for another Zone 6 product, and just speaks to the talent and competition in that room.
Yeah, well, I mean, recruiting is only everything if you're following Ron 3 rankings, because those always hit. But yeah, I mean, I said it before, Phillip Bell was a guy that I underestimated when I looked at this wide receiver room. I was like, okay, we got some guys in here, and we got this Phillip Bell guy from Cali. We'll see what he can do. And obviously he proved me wrong and proved a lot of guys wrong, star chasing and following recruiting, because he's actually coming in bald. I mean, that's a name I've almost heard most out of the freshmen other than Quincy Porter, but I hear him probably just as much. So big season for him. Now, Brian Hartline is allergic to rotation, so I would like to see if Phillip Bell can crack the lineup, and we will see. But, I mean, you look at this wide receiver room. I mean, the talent is deep in here. So I would love to see who plays and who can actually get those minutes, because you got to wait till the very end of the game. But there's a guy that's going to come in. He may be running for cardio, but that's going to be the alignment for next season of like, oh, that guy did a lot of cardio last season. He's going to play this year and ball out. That's what I'm doing.
Q's all cardio team. Keep an eye out for that list coming soon. Q, breaking news. The tight end spoke to the media. And that wraps up our interview section, because, man, did they say a whole lot of nothing.
Can I take this time to quote Matt Clare and let you know what insight he gave us against Texas coming up in a couple weeks?
The floor is yours. Smash that like.
Okay. Make sure to hit that like button, because you're going to like this. So they would.
Boo! That was terrible.
Oh, smash that like, man. This is that joke.
That was a bad joke. Wrong letter. Bad joke. Not a dad joke.
So they asked Matt Clare, they said, hey, when studying the Texas defense, what are you looking at, and possibly what can you exploit out there and take advantage of? And Matt Clare responded with, Texas is a good ball club. Those guys are good out there. We're just going to go out there and put one foot in front of the other and see what happens.
Like, if we're going to come out here and quote Christmas specials, keep the interview. Just keep it. Take an extra 15 minutes in the playbook. If you're going to come out here and quote a Christmas special, put one foot in front of the... No.
Bro.
Do us a favor, man. There's nothing to talk about. And they go out there and interview an entire room and a position coach, and they give us nothing, Q. We're drowning.
If your boss said, Ron, I hope this report is really good. We're trying to really get this client. Well, boss, I put this PowerPoint together. I'm just gonna put one foot in front of the other, and we're gonna see what happens. You'll be fired. You would be homeless right now.
You'd see me sitting on one of the many bridges in Pittsburgh in my red hat, shaking a can.
Take yourself back to soccer practice in high school. He said, Ron, I need a big practice from you today. And we got a big opponent this weekend. Well, coach, I was going out there. I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other. Let's see what happens.
I mean, as a captain in soccer, my speeches weren't much better. I would just cuss a lot and make a couple jokes, get people fired up before we get out there. But I definitely wasn't dancing like Kyle McCord, I'll tell you that.
There you go. That's +1 to Ron.
So yeah. Since the tight ends didn't give us anything to talk about, we're going to give you something to talk about in regards to the tight ends. I wanted to play over-under with some stats for this tight end room. They said up to 4 tight ends could play, so I wanted to get an over-under that, set by the Ron 3 Sportsbook. I wanted you to check out these lines, and the first one that I'm going to start with is Max Clare. He had 600 and I believe 20 or 70 some odd. It doesn't matter. 600 plus yards last year. I decided, since he has so many more weapons around him, to bump that line down to 500 and 4.5 touchdowns. So Q, do you expect Max Clare to outperform either one of those lines, over 500 yards receiving, or beat his touchdown line from last year?
Okay, well, make sure to smash that like and let me know in the comments what Matt Clare's going to do. 500 yards. Ron, you may not know the answer to this, but what did Cade Stover do in the year before he went to the draft at Ohio State? They threw him the ball a lot. Do you know what his stats were while I contemplate this?
How about you contemplate out loud while I look up these actual stats?
Okay. Right
he had
now,
41 passes for 576 yards.
I would go over 500. That gives me confidence. I would go over 500, and I'm going to go over 4.5 touchdowns.
Sorry for coughing directly into the mic. No, I'm right there with you. I feel like he's going to be a big weapon in this offense, and if we were giving Cade Stover that many touches, I think Max Clare clears that easily. But I feel like with him going over, it makes the next 3 that much more tricky, given the lack of touches to go around. I set the Jelani line exactly at what we saw from G. Scott last year, 27 catches. So we'll set the catches at 26.5, 249.5 yards, and 2.5 touchdowns. Where are you at with Jelani Thurman? That's essentially G. Scott's exact stat line last year. Are you going over G. Scott's performance or under G. Scott's performance?
I will go under 27 catches. I will go probably under 250 yards, but I will go over on touchdowns. I think he'll be 3-4 touchdowns. I think his catches, he's going to make the most of them. So when he does catch the ball, he may be like 20 catches, 220 yards maybe. Like somewhere around efficient catches and then over on the touchdown. So that's where I would go for Jelani Thurman.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think he goes – he goes under on total receptions. He goes over 250 yards and goes over 2.5 touchdowns, just because I think we could see Jelani randomly get loose against one of these scrub teams and take like a 60-yard touchdown to the house. And I feel like that might really bump the numbers up. So I'm going to account for that. And maybe he gets over 250 this year. The next person that I went with was Will Kazmarek. I set his over-under at 99.5 yards. Does he crack triple digits in receiving yards this year?
Under.
Taking the under. And then I set Nate. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, after that performance during that Oregon catch, I wanted the ball to stay away from Will Kazmarek, and I want him to block.
So I set the Will Kazmarek line at 99.5 because Will Kazmarek had 86 yards last year on, I believe, 4 receptions. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 total receptions.
Yeah.
So I set his over-under at 99.5 just to see if he could crack triple digits. Both of us went under. I set the Nate Roberts line at 4.5 receptions because Jelani had 4 last year. So Nate Roberts, a guy that has been highly praised, is that a guy that you think will end up with over more catches than Jelani Thurman last year?
Yeah, smashed over on Nate Roberts. He's balled out through camp, obviously getting his black stripe off pretty early on. So I think, when we go into cardio, go into the cardio offense late, Nate Roberts will be a guy to pick up a few catches, and I think he can go over 5. I think he might get some playing time during some lower Big Ten games. So, yeah, I'll go over for him.
Yeah, that's a guy that I'll definitely be excited to keep an eye on and see if he's able to find a way on the field. Sorry, I'm so completely disoriented by my laptop going absolutely crazy and just stopping in the middle of the show and shutting off. So just bear with me as I regather myself. But Q, we have a few other topics to get to today. We are going to talk about our
over unders for we're gonna pick each conference championship going down the line. And lucky for you, this is my time of the show, so it's my time to shine. And all you gotta do is sit back and enjoy the smooth ride. So I told Ron, I said, hey, I want to pick out conference championships.
And go ahead, take it away. Smash that like.
Yeah, as we smash that like. So I have the odds. So we're going to start with the Big 12, and I want to know who is your Big 12 champion this year. So I have the odds here brought to you by FanDuel. If you want to bet, go to FanDuel.com and place your bet there. Sponsor that. So here we have the percentage odds. So we have Utah at plus 600, Arizona State also at plus 600, and Baylor at plus 650. Those are the top 3 teams here who can win the Big Ten according to the odds. Ron, who is your Big 12 champion this season?
Q, I'm going to go off the board because it's the Big 12, and I think it's a crapshoot, and it could be anyone in that conference, and I'm going to go with Kansas State. Shout out my guy, George Fitzpatrick down there at KSU. I'm a big believer in Avery Johnson. They didn't push Will Howard out for nothing. So I am going to bet on Kansas State to win the Big 12, Q, despite the odds.
Ron, according to FanDuel, Kansas State isn't even on the screenshot I took of the odds. And we have Arizona at plus 3,500. So I would put $1 on Kansas State, and if they win, you will actually be a millionaire with the current odds that they have to win the Big 12.
Well, good thing the Big 12 is one of the most parity-filled conferences in America, and we'll gladly revisit this, and I bet you they at least go better than 2-10.
Fair enough. I mean, you've been better off picking Colorado. This is hard. Utah is the consistent one that's always there. They're always playing good ball. But Arizona State came out last season and broke out. I'm going to go with my guy Dillingham and say Arizona State will run it back-to-back this season and win the Big 12 again and be back in the college football playoff. So you heard it here first. Kansas State for Ron, Arizona State for me as your Big 12 winner. Put yours down in the chat.
That's such a homer pick.
I mean, can I bet against them? I mean, just the beautiful weather, the sights to see in Tempe.
When you said beautiful and followed it up with a word that started with a W, I did not think it was going to be weather.
Oh, the beautiful weather, the beautiful campus down in Tempe. How can I pick against Arizona State? The culture, the true people of culture down there. So can't pick against them. All right, we're moving on to the ACC before the show gets canceled. Okay, so Ron, top in the ACC, we have Clemson. We talked about Clemson a lot this year at plus 120, one of the better odds I've seen in total for FanDuel. We have the University of Miami down in Florida at plus 410, the Fighting Carson Becks. And we have Louisville, the Miami Killer, at plus 800. And I'll throw SMU because they were in the playoffs last year at plus 850 odds. So, Ron, who will you be betting on to win the ACC this season?
Q, I would just like to fucking acknowledge that you are the worst researcher for the show possible. Kansas State has the fucking best odds to win the Big 12 at plus 500.
What? They're not even on here.
I'm looking at FanDuel right now, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Kansas State at plus 500, Arizona at plus 550, Utah at plus 600, Baylor at plus 650, Texas Tech at plus 650, and TCU at plus 900. I picked the chalk favorite to win the conference, and you're out here talking about
bro, they didn't even show up on my odds. Either too many people have picked them and they don't want nobody else to bet on them, or they just hate me because Kansas State did not. Now I was a little surprised because they didn't show up, but I'm like, they're not even up here, so they must have lost everybody.
FanDuel must hate Smash That Like because I'm looking right at it and I could bet it right now.
If you
let's see, $25 would win you $125.
Well, if you are on FanDuel,
unless your name Smash That Like, then probably not available for you to bet.
If you're on FanDuel, smash that dislike because they hoed me. Absolutely hoed me.
Smash that dislike on FanDuel, not on this video.
Smash that like here. They absolutely hoed me. So hopefully the rest of these are correct. So Kansas State, good pick.
Well, I'm here, so I'll just read the odds. ACC, Clemson at plus 120, Miami at plus 390, Louisville plus 800, SMU at plus 900, some value at Georgia Tech plus 1200, and then the Fighting Bradley Gompers of Duke at plus 2500 round out of the top 6 for ACC champions. I would also, again, go chalk and pick the favorites in two-time national championship coach Dabo Wiene. Despite me despising their program and the fact that they use God's NIL to pay for their program, I think this is their year. Not to win a national championship, but they're definitely going to win the ACC again.
Yeah, I will follow you. I was going to leave the Clemson as well. We hyped them up way too much in the preseason not to, so I will ask a follow-up question. If not Clemson, then who?
If not Clemson, then who? Well, the next odds would be Miami, and we know that's not a serious pick. So if I wasn't betting Clemson and I had to pick, I mean, with the value, I'm betting on Georgia Tech and Haynes King.
I like that pick, but there's a pick with some more juice on it that I have to go with, and that is Mike Norvell at Florida State at plus 2,700. Lock it in, baby. Lock it in.
I will house any of those bets. If you are interested in betting in Florida State winning the ACC, hit my line. I am taking all of those donations. So find me, smash that like button, and then hit my DMs and let me know if you'd like to donate money.
I am putting a stack on Florida State right now, and I will have 27,000 at the end of the season to play around with while Ron's over there crying because he put all his money on Georgia Tech with Chris. So there you have it. If you want your true bets, you know where to go. Ron, moving on to the SEC.
The top odds for the SEC, you have Texas at plus 260, Georgia at plus 300, Alabama at plus 500, LSU at plus 650, Texas A&M at plus 1,500, and Ole Miss at plus 1,900. I mean, Sheesh. My mind is telling me pick Texas, but when you look at the value of LSU and Alabama, I like both of those picks as well. I think it is I think it's anybody's race when you look at these top 4 teams in the SEC. I'm gonna lean.
This is a good one. I like this one.
I'm going with the most experienced quarterback in the SEC. If I was putting money on this, I'm taking plus 650 and going with the LSU Fighting Tigers. Go Tigers.
All right, fair enough. Going with the experience here. Yeah, I don't trust Texas. Whenever you put them under pressure, they become burgers. So I definitely will stay away from that one and go away from the favorite. I think I'm gonna go with Georgia. I think I got faith in Kirby. What's their over under? 9 and 3, so 9.5. I think Georgia will be back. I think their quarterback play will be mediocre, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you got Zachariah Branch, just find a way to give him the ball. And we know what was the preseason highlight, the preseason headlines? Georgia defensive line, good. So we know they're going to be what they are on defense. I'm going to go with Georgia with that plus 300. Go ahead and parlay that with my Florida State plus 2,700 and parlay that with my Arizona State plus 650 or 600. I'm going to be paid at the end of the season, Ron. I'm telling you right now. Q's back.
Okay, and then the final conference, we both have Ohio State winning the Big Ten, and that's
so question. If not Ohio State, then who, Ron James?
If I wasn't going to bet on Ohio State and I had to pick a team to win the Big Ten, I would take Rutgers at plus 17,500. Because if you were to parlay that with LSU and put $10 on that, you would win $4,000 if Rutgers and LSU were to win their conference championships.
Well, you would be a paid man, and Vegas would be very happy if you placed that bet because they say you were absolutely insane, and that's the kind of bettors they want. Don't call the hotline. Something tells me if Ohio State does not win the Big Ten, it won't be Penn State either. I think Oregon would take it over Penn State, and I would bet that 450 if it wasn't Ohio State.
I mean, they do have the Ron 3 number 1 overall player at quarterback, so it would not surprise me to see the Oregon Ducks win that game. Q, you know what else would not surprise me?
What?
If the Buckeyes beat Michigan, because Jeremiah Smith promised.
The team up north, what hit your heart?
Hate them. With everything in me, I hate them.
How did you learn that?
First came in, I made a mistake, and I was wearing like dark blue.
Uh-oh.
And it was Coach Hartline and Coach Keenan Bailey. And it was like, you can't wear them colors here.
Can't wear them colors here.
Ron, I hate to say it, but that actually kind of is a bold take these days. So why are you confident Ohio State will beat Michigan in November?
Because Jeremiah Smith promised. That's why. He told me I'm not losing to Michigan no more, and until he does, I believe him.
Ryan Day may have said some words like that too about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and 1 year ago. But hey, if Jeremiah Smith says it, stamp it. It's not happening. Yeah, he said that. And he sat down with a coach who does not know how to lose to Michigan. So I will take that. I will take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see. I mean, when everybody's questioned Ryan Day and said, oh, this guy from New Hampshire doesn't get this rivalry. He's not an Ohio guy. He didn't grow up in the rivalry. Jeremiah's a South Florida kid, and it sounds like everybody in that building understands this rivalry, and especially after that loss during a national championship run. Caleb Downs, a transfer from Alabama, has lost to Michigan in 2 different uniforms. Like, if they don't hate them by now, what else can you do?
You can have Bryce Underwood drive his new Ferrari in the shoe and hit donuts because I'm sure he can afford it. So if nothing else works, we'll have him go do that. We'll see how it goes.
That's what I'm saying. With as much money as they're playing Bryce Underwood, they can afford the fine for planting the flag that's now a felony in Ohio State.
He bailed the whole team out. So he's got enough. He's got enough in his piggy bank.
Absolutely. But yeah, you just absolutely love to hear that type of intensity still around the rivalry. A lot of people have made a lot about the rivalry losing some luster with the fact that the expanded playoffs now take some weight off the game. And I wanted to ask you, Q, with the season not necessarily being decided by the game anymore with the 12-team playoff, how would you feel about playing it earlier in the season?
I mean, I think we talked about this, man. I wouldn't be mad at it playing early in the season. Now I know it's tradition and all that, but also too, I mean, we once played the game at 3:30 and now we can't get it off the noon slot. So if they were to move it earlier this season, we could play around with that time slot. Go to Michigan at night would be pretty cool when the weather's not 0 degrees. You know, them coming to Ohio State for a night game when the weather's not 20 degrees would be pretty cool. I'm also playing it at 3:30 and just switching it up, man. I wouldn't mind that. Ohio State, Michigan, Halloween. I wouldn't be mad at it. Things get a little scary, so I wouldn't mind them playing around with it. I don't think it always has to be at noon and always has to be the last game of the year. But I'm not a traditionalist, and that's why I don't like the all-black uniforms because they just fell in paint, and then they said, "Oh, these look cool," and put them on. So it is what it is.
I'm not a traditionalist, but I hate it. Keep the game where it's at. Don't move it. Let it be the third Saturday in November. I mean, I grew up in a college football rivalry that plays around Thanksgiving as well, but it wasn't the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. I grew up in the backyard brawl, and I know what that means around the holiday time. I don't want to take that away from this rivalry. I like the date. I think it's special. It's a part of the holiday, so I would not want to see that game move, despite what some people may argue that now that it doesn't necessarily decide someone's season if they lose that game, that it could be played at a different time of the year. I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I think it needs to be late in the year, but I don't think it needs to be the last game of the year necessarily. If you could play around with some times, like I would be that. Like, Ron, what's wrong with a front yard brawl? Like, a couple guys might go to jail, but it's more exciting. Everyone can see. The whole neighborhood can.
When Miami joined the ACC, everybody said, man, this is going to ruin the conference. Florida State and Miami are going to play every year for the conference championship. They have never played in the conference championship. A lot of people were worried about the idea that Michigan and Ohio State could potentially play in back-to-back weeks if they were to meet in the conference championship. Q, how long do you think the Buckeyes will have to wait before they see the Wolverines in the Big Ten championship now with the new format that allows for that to happen?
Well, shit, the way Michigan's recruiting, it may come close sooner than you think. Maybe another year. I would say.
Fire. Do the Buckeyes play the Michigan Wolverines in the Big Ten championship during the Bryce Underwood era?
Yes, I think Bryce Underwood and Tavian St. Clair definitely match up in 2 times that season in the Big Ten championship and in the regular season. So I will say in 2 years, I think in at least 2 years they play.
Well, Q, I almost decided to wrap the show, and then I forgot we have a new game to debut.
I'm excited for this one because I don't know what's coming. I know one of them, but I don't know all of them.
We are going to play a new game called Community Notes. Everybody who's familiar,
call it Community Crash Outs.
No, we're going to call Community Notes,
Okay.
Because that's totally not taken by another organization. Anybody that's familiar with the X app and where we started, that's where me and Q met. It's where we started our Buckeye content. There is an Ohio State community full of crash outs that say insane things every day. in there. A lot of people that watch our show, we put our show in there every day. And we decided to do a community notes segment where we react to some of the more unhinged and funny posts within the community. Cue our first note from our guy, At Ohio Saved Me. In response to Drive the Lanes tweet, Julian saying will be named Ohio State starter for week 1. Our guy, Ohio Saved Me, said, nah, we want the Iron Buckeye. Who cares about arm talent, accuracy, and processing? Give me the great leader and athlete so we can primarily be a ground and pound team. I think I might have found Cam's burner.
I mean, truly that might be Cam's burner because, CJ Stroud would have never played here if we were going under those statistics. Neither would Dwayne Haskins, as they both would have lost QB battles if you wanted no arm talent, accuracy, processing, and wanted to be a ground and pound team. So, but
this is clearly a jab at the Lincoln stands this offseason that have been championing for him to be the starter, which we see in almost every Ohio State quarterback battle where people split and we have an Ohio State civil war. And I think this is poking fun at the people that have been pounding the table about intangibles over, I don't know, the traditional skill set that people look for in a quarterback.
Hey man, I'm not completely against Lincoln getting some time here. Give me the Wild Buck offense.
All right, on to this next one. Our guy, Mr. Cupcake. ESPN is a joke. Has Downs at number 3 in the country. I didn't screenshot the full thread. The next response was number 3 at what? And he said number 3 player. And the only person he should be behind is JJ. People upset in the community that that ESPN had the audacity to rank a single player not named Jeremiah Smith ahead of Caleb Downs in college football. Do you agree with the frustration?
I don't agree you should be crying, but I agree that Caleb Downs is the second best player in college football this season. I would actually love to know who was ranked ahead of Caleb Downs, not named Jeremiah Smith.
Well, that would have been something to research before the show. And
you want to take a guess? Actually, you know what, Ron? Move on, and I'm going to go find ESPN.
I would have to guess it's Arch Manning.
If it's Arch Manning, that is actually...
Or DJ Lagway. It's Arch Manning or DJ Lagway would be my guess. It's ESPN. Be serious. I'm going to move on to the next one. Our guy, Buckeye Brow, had something that made you laugh. When does the full depth chart drop? All I would say there is don't hold your breath while you wait for it.
Oh boy, we haven't seen one.
We don't put out depth charts at Ohio State. Haven't in years. I don't think since Ryan Day's first year as a head coach have we got a depth chart from the coaches.
All right, Ron, I know who it is. So after we answer this, you can take a guess at it because now I know the player who's ranked ahead of Caleb Downs. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but
how many guesses do I get?
I would give you 4. I think you'll get it in 4, but let me answer Buckeye Brow before we do that. Yeah, Ohio State is Fort Knox, and you will definitely never, ever. You know when you'll get it? When Brian Hartline is head coach at Ohio State. Maybe. You won't get it with Coach Key because he says nothing. So maybe Brian Hartline.
Bro, worst interviews ever.
Coach Key has got to be the most coach speak person I've ever said.
Justin Fry interviews were awful as well.
We will play Texas on a Saturday somewhere in Ohio, probably Columbus, and we will wear red.
Ryan Day is going to be the head coach. I can promise you that. That's the type of coach speak we get out of him. Q, I'm ready for my guesses. And I didn't say them with the 2 that I said already.
I mean, okay, no, you haven't said it yet that I've heard. So, I mean, that kind of eliminates the players. So it's cheating. So now you get 3 guesses.
Okay, 3 guesses. Best players.
I would give you a slight hint after each guess.
Okay. The best player in college
so
football.
You guess who? Arch? You guess Arch and who else?
DJ Lagway. So okay, I'm guessing it is not a quarterback, it would have to be a high-end end. Is it Dylan Stewart?
No, that is actually a good guess. Okay, your clue is it is below the Mace. He's below the Mason-Dixon line.
Is it Caden Proctor?
That is another good guess. No, he plays on defense though.
A defender. I mean, it only leaves.
Really a handful.
It has to be. It has to be someone that Ohio State is getting ready to face off. And is it Colin Simmons?
Ooh, you're very close. No, he's a teammate of Colin.
They went with Anthony Hill.
Yes, Anthony Hill is the guy.
Smoking. Oh,
correct.
Man, I almost got the channel banned if I would have said what they're smoking with that one. Q. No depth chart. ESPN is unserious. On to the next one.
Yeah,
I hate at OSU compliance more than Michigan right now. I think that's going to be a community poll later today, and we're going to have you guys weigh in on that. Q. Who do you hate more? Man, OSU compliance or Michigan? How about this one, Q?
Okay.
You can guarantee a win against Michigan this season or abolish OSU compliance.
Oh, I'm definitely abolishing OSU compliance because we will beat Michigan by 100 the next 50 years if they let Ross Bjork be who he actually is. Ron, I'll follow with a question for you. Who has been more detrimental to Ohio State's success the last 4 years, Michigan or OSU's compliance?
I mean, detrimental to my mental health, easily Michigan. So, I mean, Michigan easily. Huh?
Was it close?
No, not even close.
Well, clearly.
I hate OSU compliance, but fuck that team up north.
Well, clearly you would hate a defensive line of Kenyatta Jackson, Damon Wilson, Peter Woods,
and TJ Parker. Yeah, I would have hated that. That would have been terrible.
But, good answer, sir. Continue.
You win some, you lose some. Last one, Drake Uptown. If fuck-ass Gus calls saying the Alabama transfer, I'll do terribly illegal things.
My first question is, what did Gus Johnson do to him?
I would imagine called Caleb Downs an Alabama transfer for an entire season would be what he did to him.
Fuck-ass Gus.
Look at the stats on that tweet. 84,000 impressions, 1,200 likes. Apparently, everyone else agrees there's going to be some lawlessness if they call Julian Sayin an Alabama transfer.
Oh, man. I can't wait till week 1. Gus Johnson calls Julian Sayin the Alabama transfer. And I'm going to monitor Drake Uptown's Twitter like no other to see
Drake
what
Uptown
happens.
Twitter, you better watch the news in Columbus to make sure that they're not blaring the purge sirens.
Oh, man. I will be well in tune to see what happens because I know Gus Johnson is going to do that.
You know it. We know it.
I get you.
Man, Q, doing these shows at 1 a.m, probably not the best ideas. I am borderline delirious over here between the malfunctions of my laptop and you trying to play me like a fucking fool with that Kansas State line. I am beyond over it. I can't believe you tried to play me like that. I was like, bro, I thought I knew ball. He said they're not even in my screenshot. I'm like, what?
Word. I'm telling you. You know what? Dislike FanDuel on all platforms, but make sure you smash that like for Dead Air Sports. They tried to hoe Ron and myself.
Don't drag me into that. Let them know where they can find you. Smash that like.
Yes. Well, if you want to do terribly illegal things, don't do it to Dead Air Sports. We're bringing you content Monday through Friday. If you want to find me, I'm Steve Quinton on Twitter. Find it Johnson on Instagram. But here for Dead Air Sports on the Buckeye Roast Monday through Friday. Make sure you smash that like button so I can get my name back. And tell a friend where they can find us. Because we know there's some stragglers out there saying, hey, where's the Buckeye Roast? Well, it's here on Dead Air Sports. Ron, where they can find you at?
If you want to find me, you can find me here weekdays, Monday through Friday for the Buckeye Roast here with my guy Smash That Like every day here on the Dead Air Sports platform. You can catch me on Twitter at 2Ts. It's 2_TES. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. And you know how this thing ends, Q. It's always go Bucks. And of course, OH.
Ayo.
Example, when things get hard in life, you just keep swinging as hard as you can, you fight. That's our culture.
I promised you we had a plan. Remember that we talked about a plan? The plan was infallible. Part of that infallible plan is getting a team prepared, ready to go, so we start practice. Our coaches know what we got. And there's not one person in America I trust more than Coach Mick and that staff. Think about this. 130 teams either today, they report, or they've already reported. 130. 16 weeks from now, there's going to be one champion. One champion in our conference, one champion outside of our conference. And in the country, one team's going to do this. Not 36, not 48, not 44, one. That tells you how hard it is to be a champion. To do right all the time. To know your assignments. To have 11 guys play hard on every staff. That's hard. That's why there's one. I want a hungry team. I want a hungry team. I want a team that can't wait to get out there. Where there's a bunch of players that maybe, whenever you're a new coaching staff, you haven't played much, maybe you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're a hungry football player. I want a hungry team. And last one, most importantly, I've got to coach a few of them. I want an angry team. I want a pissed off football team. I want a team that has a little chip on their shoulder. Maybe something's been taken from you. Maybe something hasn't. Maybe something's been taken from you. Are you a team that's going to go get it? You're the Ohio State Buckeyes. You're an angry football team. You got an angry staff. You got a bunch of guys that are getting ready to start a journey. We're starting that journey tomorrow at 5 a.m. You're a hungry football team, and I'm proud to be your coach. There's a plan in place, right?